Live free and be happy, baby.
So he's the one who kind of told P about priority, right? But P had talked to P was already hunting, right? EASK knew he was hunting because they had been working together, right? P like I'm trying to get a big deal, right? If you my homie, we working together, we doing music. Yo, free man, I'm trying to get a deal. You know what's happening in these streets? Like we done worked on music together, we done did projects together. You like, yeah, duh, man. Up the street records. They looking for some new people to come in, but you got to go give them a demo or something. Thanks for the heads up, homie. That's kind of how it worked out, right? But P had been hunting, so P did his research. He went to Michael Jackson's lawyer, right? This is crazy. Spent $25,000, and he said he basically the gist of the conversation is, uh, how do I get a good deal in the record industry? And he's like, well, he said, well, what does Michael Jackson deal look like? He said, well, Michael Jackson was getting 22%. Or like 18 to 22%. He said, if Michael Jackson getting that, and this man got Neverland, he was like, what else is there? He was like, the attorney told P, you could get a distribution deal, but you need $200,000 for marketing. P like, I gave you $25,000 for you to tell me I need $200,000 more just to get the 85/20 deal. So anyway, P he understood that. Link with EA Ski about the priority situation. So when he goes to priority, he already knows now he knows what he's asking for. Right? I want a distribution deal. Don't give me the Michael Jackson deal. Don't give me the Death Row deals. I want 85%. And so now I know that probably threw him off. And so I seen an interview with my man Rico, who's actually from the Bay Area, Rico from Sons of Funk. He was on Beehive, Atlanta, right? ATL Beehive. So
yeah, I saw that.
Priority actually gave Peter 200,000, right? But that's little money compared to you paying somebody else $1 million, $2 million. And P already knew what he had to do, but he had the deal set. So the first album they released with the priority deal was what? TRU True with the Bout It song on there. That album did 500,000 copies the first year, I guess. It went gold. So 500,000 times 85%, you do the math. I don't know. I'm not that good at math, but you probably talking a couple billion, right?
Yeah.
And so he made that off the jump. So he paid them back their 200,000 quick. That's one album. That's the first one they did. Y'all take y'all 200,000 back. I still got millions. From that point on, it was a wrap. Like the tank could not be stopped.
Yeah, because I know he released the I'm About It soundtrack and True. That was like back to back. Like I think I'm About It soundtrack came out first, and then the True.
album.
He actually had JT the Bigger Figure was on I'm About It soundtrack.
See,
along with my what's his name, Brother Lynch. That was I used to love Brother Lynch back then. Yeah. So he still was showing love to the Bay, even at that point. Yeah.
Oh, this is what I wanted to add too about just the money situation in music, right? This is what a lot of people don't know, who just fans, right? So even if you have a hit record, the way the money works as far as your copyrights go and your publishing rights, you don't get paid until 9 months later. And then after that, it's every 3 months or every 4 months or something like that. It's quarterly. And so, Silk did a song. I can't remember. I think it's called Fast Money or something like that. He did a video for it. It's like 2010-ish. But he basically says, our grandfather died. We were still on the block. P did I'm Bout It. And we still was on the block hustling because we wasn't sure when the checks was coming in. So even after they did I'm Bout It and they did the movie and the soundtrack and they did the True album, the TRU True album, in 95 or 95, 96, they really didn't, P really didn't probably get paid until after the release of the Ice Cream Man album. And so when you think about it like that, it's like, you imagine you put out a hit record, right, Freeman, and you got the you can look online and you can be like, you can look at the charts and you're like, man, I'm selling out everything. I just did 1,000,000 copies. I done did 500,000 copies, but you still living in an apartment building in Richmond because your check ain't came yet. You like you sweating. You like, I gotta pay priority back 200,000, right? Just think about, you got a son, you got a wife. Y'all probably still living in the back of the record store or whatever. You know what I mean? And imagine the stress. We can talk about the glitz and the glamour. Imagine the stress this man went through. You feel me? Until the check
Yeah.
actually hit. And then the check come, he like, damn, I can pay everybody back, put some money in my pocket, take moms out the hood, give Boz his cut, because Boz was really an investor in P in No Limit, right? I got to pay Boz back his money. You see what Boz said in the interview? Boz was like, when I first got the check, he said, is this real? Am I gonna go to jail? P like, nah, you ain't gonna go to jail. So
Yeah.
of the world, as far as like your responsibilities as a man, a black man in America, and you trying to do the right thing, and you have been hustling and failing up to the standards of society as far as your music in the early part of it, right? Because the first couple albums, the Mama's Bad Boys, the Getaway Clean, the first Mia X album, they're not hit records, So you struggling, you know what I mean?
Right.
Check came from after that About It album, that About It, the soundtrack, and the True album. Boy, you can imagine how life changed.
Yeah. Man,
Being
and I actually saw an interview. Yeah, I saw an interview. It's a group in New Orleans called Partners in Crime, and one of them, his name Misdemeanor. They were actually on the About It soundtrack, and the guy Misdemeanor, he talks about after they didn't get paid for the song at the time because of exactly what you're talking about. Now that you said, I understand what he was saying. He didn't understand at the time. He just know, oh man, P, he doing this, he's selling all this. He's supposed to give us, I think it was like 10,000 or 9,500 or something like that. And so he's showing up to the clubs, and he want to fight P and all this, and they end up getting having words or whatever. I think somebody pulled him to the side, and then they sat down and talked, and Pete kind of explained to him what it was, and he said he still couldn't understand it because all he see is the success,
Right.
But he say they eventually end up getting it, but it's exactly what you just described,
Well, the only reason I know that is because I started my own record label, and so when you go to these copyright companies and you actually read what's happening as far as the distribution and the royalties, you think about it, you like, man, if I release an album now in January, even if it sells, I'm not gonna get paid till September. You feel me? And then after that, it's quarterly. And so you can imagine if your album not really booming like that, or your song not booming like that, those checks gonna go from 500,000 to 75,000 to 25,000 to $1,800 to 25 cents.
Man, yeah, and just imagine the stuff that's being purchased in between, or stuff that's given to you in advance, the cars, the houses, the stuff before you even even touch your money physically. It's just like when they're in college and stuff. You had what they call them, forgot what they call, but the people that come and offer them money so they can pay them in the future type stuff, like
Yeah,
so you can spend all your money before you get it.
Right, you get the credit cards, the student loans, and all that, and you feel like you're doing something, and you are doing something. So, like a great example you just said. So if I see you and you got this loan money basically, right, and you balling, $500,000, I'm laughing because like you buy a Benz, right? But the Benz it's for you, but it's not for you. It's for your company. You're gonna put it in the music videos. You're gonna ride around to go different meetings and stuff. So it's really a tax write-off. But I don't know that about you and your business. I just know you got a Benz and I want one. And I did some music for you and you ain't paid me my money. But you got a Benz. So I can't understand that. You feel me? So
Right.
now I'm jealous. I'm envious because I don't understand the business side of things. And it's not your fault. It's my fault for not asking and inquiring. And sit, like you said, partners inquiring and whoever, they sat down later, pull you to the side, cuz this is not how this works, right? I got this money. I got to do this, this, and this with it. When the money from what you produced comes to me, I'll give it to you. The money, the work that you did, that you produced, the money hasn't got to me yet. I can't pay you for what you produce. Not yet. It'll come later. And when I get it, I'll give it to you. But people get in trouble when they do the advances, right? So if I give you the money up front, you gotta do it smart. If I give you the money up front, this is all you getting, right? I don't want you to keep coming back to me, trying to nickel and dime me. If I give you $1,500 now, that's for the song, that's for the copyrights, that's for everything. Whatever come later, I might not even make 1,500 back. That's why Pete lost a lot of money too on artists, right? Because it's just like if I give you $100,000 or if I buy you a house for back then, let's just say I buy you a house for 200,000, you got the house. Is your record gonna bring me back 200,000? If your record only bring me back 100,000, I lost $100,000, and you got a whole house. But I'm not gonna see that again. But people don't understand the business side of it. My degree right here on the wall, that's the same school Master P went to, Merritt College in Oakland. The same school I went to for my real estate.
Okay.
You talk about business, and you got to be in it, right? Like right now, I'm about to graduate in May with a bachelor's in business management with a concentration in real estate. I understood. I'm a homeowner. I understand like equity and what a home can do for you, but I needed to understand the actual business industry side of real estate. I know the hustle side, but I need to understand the business side. So I had to educate myself. People in music, they see they can rap. That's beautiful. They can entertain. That's great. But can you lock down a good business deal in a corporate office, or can you negotiate? Do you have those skills? Do you understand that you're not going to get paid until 9 months from now, no matter how hard you work right now today? If you don't understand that going in, you're going to be upset at somebody.
Yeah. Wow. And I can imagine the frustration of so many artists who didn't know that going in over time. Like, just imagine, like in the '90s, 2000s, man, these people probably on a quit rapping and everything. Because some people put so much into it and make so many bad decisions probably after getting there in advance. So, man, that you gotta take the least amount of money possible,
Right.
and know what you want to like P did. Like, you gotta know what you gonna do with this money to make it make more money. Because you gotta pay it back no matter if your record sell or not.
Exactly. Exactly. Man,
Yeah.
he was that dude, man. He's still that dude.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. He
Yeah.
got. He got. When you got that mind, like, and you're a visionary, like, bigger than just being a rapper. Just to
Yeah.
put out, just say I'm gonna put out all these albums in 1 year, and to sacrifice basically his longevity as far as musically, to be smart enough to get it done. Like he always say, you got to get in and get out. Just like the dope game, that's how he treated it. Like, I'm gonna hit this big lick now, because when you look at it, like, and what everybody go through in the music game, all of them regret it in the end. Basically, or most of them, where the torture and torment and the sacrifices they had to make don't add up to what. And it's just like you had a moment in time that you were great. Like, some don't know how the money anymore. Like, people
So
gonna forget about you tomorrow anyway if you fall off.
what did you do
So
with your opportunity? You feel me? And that's what I tell that's what I was trying to tell my nephews who was wanting to rap. Like, yo, y'all should be putting out music all the time. You feel me? If you can release this amount of, and just because of how the pay works, if you go back to the business side of it, if you release all these albums, when that money comes, it's gonna keep coming, every quarter, boom, boom, boom. Oh, Mia X, boom, boom. Okay, Servo, boom. Okay, Kane and Abel, boom. Snoop Dogg, boom. Compilation, boom. Whatever. Silk, boom. My album, boom. Every day you're getting checks. Like every quarter you're getting checks. You feel me? So it's not gonna stop. Well, it's gonna stop, but that next year is not gonna stop. I'm saying when they roll over, boom, and then you can just pay your people and work on the next stuff.
Like I never really heard of somebody getting their house or their car repossessed. Like the ones that he paid for.
Yeah.
Like so, if you know, P did it with 10,000 or however much he had to become what he became.
Right.
If you make 100,000 off this house, or you got a car you can sell, what did you do with that money to invest in yourself to become who you should be? Like to feel great about yourself, because you're not gonna get to P level. Like there's people that can or will, but overall, like in general, like especially on No Limit, none of you are gonna reach his level. So you have to be happy within yourself and your own career and decisions. Because I never heard him holding nobody back either. Like if you wanted to leave, he let you leave or whatever, you know. Like he always say, it's been 20 years. What you did, what have you done in between then and now? Like
you still mad?
You know, you're mad and you still gonna go on tour. I'm mad, but I'm going on this tour. Forget that. He could say he stay at home if he was that bad of a person. Nah, man, you've been talking stuff about me for 12 years, 15 years. Nah, you know, but
it's crazy.
So.
Live free and be happy, baby.
This your boy Crazy alias Doc Holiday, 504 boy, thugged out with my homie. Man. Y'all know how we do it, man. Salute, number soldiers worldwide.
No, it ain't no limit. 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 Ain't no limit to my hustle. No limit to my muscle. I've been grinding. Gotta make it out the struggle. No, it ain't no limit. 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 Ain't no limit to my work. No limit to my shine. I've been grinding. I got money on my mind. Lfbh, live free, be happy. Lfbh. Lfbh, live free, be happy. Lfbh. Lfbh, live free, be happy. Lfbh. Lfbh, live free, be happy. Lfbh.